It can feel like the climate is changing faster than we can react, but there are people doing good work. There is a climate crew.
There, awesome. Thanks, Terry. Another Coastie station ready to go. Very good. Yeah, so when you take a photo of yourself, that's a selfie. When you take a photo of the coast, that's a Coastie. So this is the Coastie initiative.
How you take a Coastie. 1. Find a Coastie station. 2. Take a photo. 3. Scan the QR code and upload.
When you take a Coastie and submit it to coastiecanada.ca, researchers at the University of Windsor are able to compare it against past photos taken from that same station. And from those photos, they're able to quantify the types of changes that are occurring. That provides us with an additional opportunity to better understand how the ecosystem is responding, especially important in light of climate change. The most remarkable thing that we're seeing is that Coasties allow us to track the impacts of particular storm events. So we can compare Coasties from before a storm occurred to Coasties taken after that and understand what is the particular impact of a given weather event. There are a number of species of risk that depend on this coastal ecosystem. Piping plover and bank swallows both find home here. By understanding where their habitat might be, we can better plan to ensure that they have the space necessary to thrive.
Do you see the plover directly ahead?
Yeah, good eye.
It seems that they've chosen really great habitat this year. It's great that we can close these areas off for the plover, but is there anything else we can do in a changing landscape for these species?
So when we manage for change in Prince Edward Island National Park, we use the RAD framework: resist, accept, or direct. So these are 3 broad categories of management options that we can consider.
But accept doesn't mean we're not doing anything, does it?
No, so in a protected area like Prince Edward Island National Park, whether by taking a Coastie or using our binoculars to look at plover today, these are all monitoring strategies that we can use to understand the long-term health of the population and the habitat and accept change, so we can provide these species with the right conditions to ensure that they'll be as resilient to climate change as possible.
How a Coastie becomes data.
A visitor takes a Coastie. How exactly do you turn that photo into something usable?
We use the CoSnap Australia program. It takes a Coastie photo and it spits out an aerial overlay. So this is actually an accurate map in space.
Wow, so that's useful data now.
It's extremely useful. And then what the program does is it takes the rectified image and it's looking at the differences in color between the beach and the water, and then it delineates the actual shorelines.
So what are the Coasties telling you about how the dune systems are different across Prince Edward Island National Park?
So the Coasties are really helping us hone in on the erosion hotspots. We are seeing a faster rate of erosion on the east end of Brackley than we're seeing on the Cavendish Beach.
So we can do that with every Coastie taken?
Yes, so the more visitors that are contributing to the data set is going to increase the frequency of our shoreline data points.
Wow, so every Coastie matters.
It does, it really does.
This is a place that has been shaped by Mother Nature for thousands of years. What's great about the Coastie Initiative is that it's an accessible citizen science program that allows Canadians the opportunity to feed into our understanding of climate change impacts and use these protected areas as a living lab for climate change research.